guys, it's Sarah. Welcome back to my channel. So today's video is different. So I decided for Hocus Pocus week, I really wanted to dress up as Sarah again because I have done it every year for like 3 years and it's just kind of like part of who I am now. But with that being said, it's midnight. Like, it's technically Hocus Pocus week today. No shame. I waited until literally the last weekend to do this. But I was working 2 Saturdays this month, and then the Saturday before that I kept thinking, I've got time. I have so much time. I was wrong. I'm dedicated to this concept. I'm dedicated to this idea of celebrating Hocus Pocus week. I'm so tired I didn't actually introduce what we're doing. If you guys have missed it, I've been posting every single day on YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok to celebrate the release of Hocus Pocus 2. I'm so flippin' excited for this movie, you guys. Like, I'm thrilled. I've said it in all my videos, but I'm really excited. So today, because I'm filming these TikToks anyway, I was like, I'm gonna do a little chatty, get ready with me kind of thing. As I turned myself into Sarah. So I still have my makeup on from earlier, so I gotta get that off. Maybe I'll just add to it. Sarah's makeup is really heavy, so part of me thinks I can. I'm also gonna go move my laptop because it's exporting a video and it is so loud. Literally had to like wait for that video to export and then, oh my god. I don't need it to look pretty, I just need it to not hurt. Okay. Okay, so we're doing a little chatty get ready with me. You guys like my cup? I posted my entire Hocus Pocus collection this week, so this cup was in that video. Okay, so I'm not going to wipe off my eye makeup, mostly because I really don't want to reapply my lashes, and I think my eyeshadow has kind of faded enough to not really make it matter. So I'll be using Bioderma micellar water. But it's the one for sensible skin. I tried a different one and it was awful. It burned like my skin and my eyes. And then I use reusable bamboo cotton pads to take my makeup off and like wash my face and stuff. I'm not gonna lie to you guys, they stain. Like, this is a clean one. But it doesn't look like it. So this is the palette I'm gonna be using for my eyes. It's mostly just these 3 colors. Occasionally I've put a little shimmer to the look. I've done Sarah's makeup many times now, and I still have not, I still have trouble remembering like what I do. I actually really liked how I did the makeup last year, and I'm hoping to recall, by the way, I'm using my viewfinder as my mirror, so I'm sorry about that. But I'm hoping to recall last year's makeup because that was my favorite that I ever did, and I just thought that it turned out like a lot like the movie, but flattered my eye shape. So I was like, yeah, best of both worlds. I am putting on a full face of makeup at 12:22 a.m. Let's go. I found out an interesting fact today about Hocus Pocus that I did not know. And that fact is that, which maybe I did know, that you guys ever feel like you know things and then you just like forget them? And then every time you hear them, it's like hearing it for the first time. Does that happen to anybody else? That happens to me quite a lot. And people will be like, no, you knew that. You told me that. And I'll be like, I did? Anyway, so the fact I found out, which I may or may not have known, that's a question mark, is that Mary, Winnie, and Sarah have the same mother, but they all have a different dad. And supposedly they're all like a lot like what their dad was like. So like, Sarah's dad was, you know. And then I guess Winnie's dad was like mean. And then I'm guessing that Mary's dad was like obedient. So that's very interesting. And I'm wondering if that's gonna come into play for the sequel. Like if they're, I did see the clip where they showed them young, like running through the forest. I don't want to ruin anything, but like they did show them young, like as teenagers. And they said something about it being Winifred's birthday. So like, I'm pretty sure they're gonna give us a little bit of a prequel, which I don't know if you guys saw, but me and Rwana and Erica did a live, I think last Halloween. I think it might have been the one before that, I don't remember. But we did one where I talked about what my idea for a Hocus Pocus prequel would be. And I really, really love my idea and I want them to do it. Like, I really do. So I'm like, if this one works out and they don't cover the things that I wanted them to cover, I'm really hoping for a prequel. I bring this dark shadow in so much. Like, I would never do this on my own eye, but that's how Sarah's makeup is. Like, it comes right in on the bridge of her nose. I just swiped in the wrong place. Which, by the way, I do have a tutorial of doing Sarah's makeup, which is why I'm not filming a tutorial right now, and I want to just like do it and talk, because I technically already have that video on my channel. And the makeup hasn't changed drastically. Like, I just do little things differently, and it's kind of like when you practice, like, it just changes a little. Anyway, so my idea for a prequel, for anyone who doesn't know, is that I really want a story about what happened with Billy and Sarah, and I have it in my head that how they should do it is that Sarah wasn't stupid. Like, Sarah was not a ding dong, and she wasn't like the ditzy blonde, and even that she wasn't like promiscuous per se, but that she like genuinely fell in love with Billy, and that Winifred's punishment to Sarah is that she cursed her to be seen as nothing more than like an object of men's affections. Like, that she was like, oh, you like being wanted so badly? Well, here you go. And I think it would be so good. And I could like, okay, I have like the whole plot like thought out, and there's like a little piece of me that doesn't want to share it because I'm like, somebody's gonna steal it. Somebody's gonna steal my brilliant idea. Please don't. It would hurt my feelings so much. Okay, this is trademarked. Okay, but in all seriousness, how I imagine it is that the person who finds out that Billy and Sarah are together is Mary. Like, Mary like finds out, and I have like this whole thing in my head about how like Winnie's favorite sister was Sarah. Like, she was more fond of Sarah than Mary, and that Mary had like major middle child syndrome, which I know a lot about. Like, feeling left out and feeling like the forgotten one and feeling like invisible, like that whole kind of conundrum is how Mary kind of lived her life. And I pictured her like always wanting Winnie's affection and stuff like that, and then eventually finding out about Billy and Sarah. And I have like two ways of telling the story, because I'm like, she could either run to Winnie and tell her, right, which is like the most obvious, or she doesn't. She doesn't run to Winnie and tell her, and instead she keeps it a secret to protect Sarah, because she does love her sister, which I kind of like more, because I do feel like it gives her more like depth as a person, and it would make the audience not hate her. And I really like character stories like that, where they like, I don't know how to explain what I'm trying to say. I also don't picture Winifred being a super hated character. I picture all these characters like being really, like, you like all of them and somehow you want them all to win, even though you know that they can't. Okay, so basically I've done a light gray and then a charcoal gray, and I'm just kind of building them up, and now I am going in with black with a much like more pointed blending brush. I have to be really careful here because I could go real crazy and lose this look real fast. Hold on, let me get through this eye. This is what I mean. Like, I feel like a raccoon, but I also am like, I think that every time, and then it comes together. I think. I'm gonna get into like how Billy and Sarah fell in love in a minute, because I have that planned out too. But basically, Billy and Sarah have been together, Mary catches them, and then I have two like plot divert like points that could happen. I haven't decided yet. It's TBD. But Winifred finds out, and the reason I like kind of like the idea of like Mary keeping it a secret is because I like the idea of Mary cursing or Winifred cursing everyone. So I like the idea of her cursing Sarah to be stupid and being like, well, sorry, I don't actually think Sarah is stupid. I've talked about this before, but I don't think Sarah is stupid. I think everybody just sees her as stupid, so nobody listens to her, and that's the curse. Is like, she still has her intelligence, but like she's trapped in like a body, if you will, of like everyone else is gonna see her as dumb, and no one's gonna listen to her even when she's right. Even when it's life or death. Winnie, I don't know if I'm in the right place. Not sure. Not sure yet. I need a different color. Hang on. Okay, so last year, I'm almost positive that I used these two colors to smoke out the black and stuff. And I thought that since those were the colors I already had on my eye, that it would kind of take care of it. But now I'm like not so sure, so I'm gonna try to do that while I talk. This is why I don't do these videos, because I have a really hard time like doing my makeup and talking. Like, not a skill of mine. I feel like I should need to start over with my plot points because I don't know how much sense I'm making. So basically I have this idea that Billy is actually like new to their town. So like he just moved there with his mother. That's important. He just moved there with his mother, and he's getting older, and she's like wanting to see him settle down. And so she befriends Winifred's mother, and they plot to have their kids marry each other. Because of, I don't know enough research about the time period to do that part, but like land or something. And I picture, since both of them don't have husbands, that they would like plot it together, because it would allow them to like keep all of their property without people trying to take it from them, because they're women. So there's that. So they plot to let Winnie and Billy get married. Winnie is all on board because I picture him being very handsome, like Henry Cavill. I know he's a little bit older, and I know he looks like nothing like Billy, and everyone would say that, but guys, Billy's a freaking zombie, okay? He has no fat left on his body. He doesn't even really have muscle left on his body, not very much anyway. So like, you cannot compare a decomposing body to what he would have looked like when he was alive. Okay, so the moms have plotted. Winnie's on board. Winnie does not know that her mom has planned this. She thinks that Billy is interested in her. Billy is not interested in her. And he tells his mom, like, I don't want any part in this, and I don't want anything to do with this. And she's like, do you want to see us starve to death? She's like, I can't. Because like, okay, you might be thinking like, why can't he just take over the land? And that's because he wants to leave. He wants to go and see the world. Okay, that's what I imagine. So he wants to go see the world, and he doesn't want to be stuck with his grumpy old mommy, but he's also a good boy, and he doesn't want to leave her all alone to fend for herself. Also, I don't know that they would really have land, now that I'm saying that, because if they just got there, like, what do they have? We're just go with my story, okay? I'll fact check later. I think I'm gonna have to pull my lashes off. I do. Oh gosh darn it, that's so frustrating. That's like the thing I was trying to avoid because I didn't want to have to glue them back on. Okay, yes, I know. I just like literally took a really drastic, disgusting change because I have no eyelashes at all. Like, it is really bad how I have none. Okay, I'm gonna try to use a mirror because maybe that'll help. Back to the story. So, Henry Cavill, aka Billy, he is in the town, and him and his mom just had a fight, and he like storms out, and then little Miss Sarah comes along, and she doesn't know who he is, and he doesn't know who she is, and they instantly attract, but it's like, you know, slight flirtation because of the time period and stuff. Nothing crazy, okay? And then he basically is like, if I wanted to find you later, where could I find you? And then she tells him, where is that place? I haven't decided that yet. So they meet up later to like talk, but it has to be somewhere like public because again, Sarah is not Sarah yet, okay? She's still very innocent in my mind. And so they meet up and they're just talking. I kind of always pictured it like she's doing her chores. Like she's on her farm or whatever and she's doing chores and he shows up and he like wants to court her. And then as he's talking to her and it's becoming very clear that like he has feelings for her, then who comes out the door of the house? His own mother with Sarah's mother and Winifred. And they're like, oh, good, you're here. You two can finally meet. And so they introduce them and they're like, you two are going to be married. And then Winifred's like, oh, okay. And then Billy's like, and then, see, then I'm like, maybe he needs to love his mom. Like maybe he needs to have like a really deep connection to his mom so that he has a reason to stay and he has a reason to do what she says even though he doesn't want to. Because there's got to be that reason, you know what I mean? Anyway, so like the plot progresses and we see like him spending time with Winifred and just feeling like nothing for her. And then we see him like sneaking to spend time with Sarah and feeling things for her. And Sarah knows what she's doing is wrong, but she's like, I can't help it. Like, I just like him. I just have feelings for him. And then it like progresses and then they're like kissing and then that's how Mary finds out, right? And then Mary finds out and then she, let's just say she runs to, no, let's say she keeps it a secret. But then Winifred finds out. I don't know how. We're not there yet, okay, guys? I'm still in development of this plot. And so Winifred finds out, and then she finds out that that like Sarah did it, but Mary knew. And so then she curses like everybody. And in her curse, she kills both the moms. I don't know how. I picture like an explosion, okay? What I imagine is that her mom is a witch and she like steals the book from her mom. And then she like casts a spell, and it's kind of like in Wicked, like how she accidentally does magic that she doesn't really understand. So she like accidentally kills both their moms, and then she curses Sarah to be stupid and like an object only, and then she curses Mary to be obedient like a dog. And then all that's left is like her and Billy, and everybody else is like has no memory of what happened, and it's like it didn't happen except for Billy. And that's when she poisons him, kills him. That's when she kills him, and then she sews his mouth shut to keep the secrets. You guys see what I'm saying? His secrets that he's keeping, it's not just like unrelated secrets. It's like what happened. I'm sorry, I think it's good. I know it's just the basics of a story right now, but I think it's got potential. I'm gonna write a book. I just gotta get permission to use their characters. Okay, I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I have no idea like why this is so bad. I honestly think I might wipe it all off right now and start over with a mirror because I'm struggling. It just looks too gray. And it might be this black. I think normally I use a different black, so I will be back. I just wiped my whole face. I'm gonna start completely over and I'm gonna do it correctly. I took off my eyeliner, I took off like my lashes earlier, obviously, and now I took off all the eyeshadow and I'm starting over, and I'm going to give myself a nice pale base, and then I'm basically going to do everything I just showed you guys, but not with stuff already on my face. I don't know why I thought that would work. I really don't know. But I am going to cut ahead because this video will be a billion years long, and as we've seen, I'm not very good at doing my eyeshadow while I talk. My face I can totally do, so skip ahead. So I did the gray in my crease, and the black that I normally use is this one. Look how pretty this palette is. This is my Disney Villains palette, and that one's called 101 by Cruella. So normally I use this black because it's way better. So I'm gonna try that, and I will report back. This is looking better, and I think it's because my lid is like totally clear now. White, I don't peach, whatever you want to call it. Okay, so next, I do think I'm gonna try that like a little bit of the purpley color again, just to smoke it out just a teeny bit, but I am hoping I don't ruin it. Okay, what else do I want to talk about? Ooh, see, it's too much. Okay, so predictions for Hocus Pocus 2, I have almost none. They released a really long trailer, like a really, really long trailer, and I didn't watch it. I watched like a little portion of it, and then I didn't want to see the rest because it was showing like an entire scene from the movie, and I was like, I don't want to see this. I want to watch it for the first time. It was the part where they like get on their new brooms or whatever, so maybe you guys have seen it. It was on the poster, so I feel comfortable like telling you guys that part if you like also were trying to avoid it. But I just like, oh no, I don't want to watch like a 5-minute scene. I want to be surprised. But it looks like the girls go into the woods, like the new characters that we haven't met yet, obviously. And they like somehow get the black flame candle to light again. And I am like dying to know how that's gonna work, because I'm assuming they get the book, and the book they find a spell to do it in, but I'm like, how does that link to, I don't know. I'm very curious how they're doing this, because Calla was like, but they died. And I was like, yes, they did. I don't know how this is gonna work, Calla. Okay, Before I move on with my eyes, I'm going to go ahead and do my skin makeup. So I'm going to switch back to the viewfinder being my mirror again. I am using, this is the only foundation I use. It's so thin. It's like barely foundation. But it's the L'Oreal Infallible, and it's the dewy one. Some people have told me they freaking hate this foundation because it's so light coverage. But I'm not like a thick coverage type of person. As in like, I don't know. I don't feel like I need it, and I don't like how it feels on my skin. So, this is the stuff I use, and it's more like I would honestly categorize this almost like a BB cream. It's just so watery and thin. Okay, and then I do color correct my under eyes lately with something that's not out here. Oh, there it is. So I've been using the NYX. That was so loud. Okay. I've been using the NYX HD something. It's NYX HD Studio Photogenic. But it's like a yellow color corrector. It was $4.97 on Amazon. So I was like, let's give it a try. I have awful, you can see them, but they're worse in person. I have awful under eye circles. Like they're really, really bad. They have been since I was a teenager. Like it's genetic for me. For concealer, I'm using the Born This Way. Yeah, Born This Way. And I use the shade Nude, which is not the shade that they tell me to get when I go in. They always tell me to go to a shade lighter, but I don't do that because my concealer has a yellow undertone, as you can see. And I think it's color, at least in my opinion, it's color correcting me in addition to concealing, which I think is what makes it work. Because when I go to a lighter shade, oh my gosh, you guys, they're just emphasized. Like my bags and my under eye circles are just completely emphasized. I am probably going to put some silver on my eyelids, but I'm gonna wait just a bit. Okay, now I'm gonna put some powder on. I use the Coty Airspun. I probably, because I complained so much about my under eyes just now, I really should use like a under eye setting powder. But I don't have one at the moment, so this is what I do. I have tried baking before, and I don't like it. My skin looks too dry afterward. And there's also things that I will do with my makeup when I know I'm just doing stuff for Instagram or whatever, and I'm not going anywhere, because then it's like it doesn't matter if I look cakey. But when I'm going to work, I'm like, okay, I don't want to have like so much texture on my face. Okay, I'm gonna do my eyeliner, and I'm going to go do it in the mirror because I was about to do it in my viewfinder and I'm gonna regret it, so I will be back. I'm back without eyeliner because I was like, wait, if I'm going to put on silver eyeshadow, I need to do that before I do my eyeliner. So you guys will have to let me know any like predictions you have for the movie, because I love talking about stuff like that. I love talking about like, what do you expect to happen? Also, what did you think of my prequel idea? Are you on board? Are you like, Saria, you're crazy? There's so many plot holes. The thing is, I really do. I'm not kidding you guys when I say like I would love to write a book. And then I would die if I wrote the book and then Disney was like, yeah, we want to produce this into a film. I would die. But I am worried that this sequel is going to come out and it's going to ruin my idea. Because they're probably going to like do things from their past that would like negate what I want to do. Which is fine, I guess. Okay. Now I'm gonna go do my eyeliner, but I did add like a shimmery silver. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go do my eyeliner. I'll be there. Okay, I'm gonna contour next, and I literally have one contour palette, and it's this e.l.f. palette. I only use the darkest shade. I don't use anything else in this palette for any reason. I just dipped into the light shade. Never touched that in my life. And this one time after I just so I like kind of pick up a lot and then I kind of wipe the excess on the back of my hand. I need a mirror. And then I'm just going to be kind of chiseling out my cheekbones. My face is much rounder than Sarah's. I'm very aware of that. But makeup can help a little. I'm also curious if you guys have been like following Hocus Pocus week. Have you seen any content that you're like, oh my gosh, that was the best thing I've seen? Because I want to know. And I'm not talking about my content. I'm talking about like all the other people who are posting. Because one of my followers on Instagram sent me pictures of like her dressed up as Danny, and then like her like in Salem and all these things that they did. And she was like, I'm so excited to post these. And I was like, I like don't even know that I fully thought about people posting their trips to Salem for Hocus Pocus week. And especially like going to like the places that were filmed and where they filmed and stuff. I'm like, oh my gosh, I have so much more to be excited about now. Like that's what I was thinking when she sent them to me. I was like, however excited I was, you just gave me like 10, like you just multiplied my excitement. Because I didn't even think about that. Like, oh, I'm gonna get to see all these cool pictures of people dressing up in Salem. Oh, I'm so excited. Of course, by now, like, we're almost done with the week, which is why I was trying to talk about the movie, but I kind of didn't think about the fact that, like, the movie's not out yet, so, like, what am I going to talk about with it? I mean, if I had watched all the trailers, I guess I could talk about that. Okay, you know what hasn't been in the trailers, like, at all, is other people returning to the movie. Like, they haven't shown Max or Danny or Ice or Jay. And so I am very curious, like, and most of you would be like, Sarah, have you checked the IMDb? Like, I'm like, no, I haven't. I really genuinely want to, like, kind of be surprised and just see what happens. Like, I don't know. I'm, like, excited to not know, I guess. Even though I'm asking questions right now. Okay, I don't know why I'm blushing my nose. Like, this is not really the makeup for that. Okay, now I'm gonna do some highlight. I'm doing a gold because that's what's in my makeup case that I brought out here, so that's what I'll be doing. So the Sarah costume that I'm about to put on, and I'm gonna show it in this video, but it is like 2 of the pieces are from the original costume that I made like a couple years ago on my channel, and I've just kind of like slowly like added things to the costume or changed things because of things that I liked or like things that fit better or whatever. And so I'm like kind of excited to like get into it again because I really liked it at the end of last year. Like it felt almost complete. And then I got myself like a new necklace for it, but I got it for like $5. I once again get to add something to it. You know what I want to know is how many of you have been to Salem and how many of you want to go to Salem, because I am dying to go to Salem, and me and Erica have talked so much about making it a girls trip. I don't know that we'll ever get to do it, but it's like on our list of like things we really want to do together. So like hopefully someday that could happen. I need my lip color, hold please. So I'm actually using my Hocus Pocus lip kit that was called Sarah. It's from ColourPop. I don't think they sell this anymore, but it is like the perfect shade for Sarah. Sarah's lips are not very full, so I'm not gonna like try to overline my lips or anything. No way. You're not out. I barely use you. What? I'm not done. Oh my god. What a scam. Okay, I managed to finish lining, but you guys, it's like flat. And I'm like, am I doing it wrong? Like, don't you just twist it? But like nothing's happening. And there's no way that I used this entire pencil. I have only used this lip color like a handful of times. I'm getting really angry. Any of y'all have ColourPop and can help a sister out, because I'm very frustrated right now. Let me be clear, when I said help a sister out, what I meant was like, tell me what to do. Like, how do I fix my pencil? Okay, I think I'm also gonna go over this with this really deep, it's kind of purpley, like it's kind of like a plum. This just isn't as dark as it normally is, and I think it's normally because I was able to like line them and start filling them in. That's better. By the way, this is from Dollar Tree. It's like my favorite lip glosses I've ever found there. This is actually not a lip gloss, it's one of those liquid lipsticks, and it's by a brand called Remy. I love them. I'm not trying to make my nose smaller, I'm trying to put like a little, make it look a little longer, actually. I'm not gonna lie to you, so I'm just gonna leave it. It's really intense, but I think that when I go to film like my TikToks that I want to make, it's not gonna be that intense. If it is, I'll come back and blend it out. But I am going to go ahead and braid I usually do for my wigs, I do 2 pigtail braids and then I strap them across my head and bobby pin them into place, and then I add a wig cap and then I wear my wig. So next time you see me, I'll be ready. Okay, I did it. So I'm gonna point out some things I forgot. Forgot to add the beauty mark, so I did that. And I also didn't put on lashes. So I have now. But this is my lovely wig. If I move it, I did not do a good job putting on my wig cap, so if I move it you can see my hairline. But I do like this wig more than the original one I used. It's got like curl to it. And then this like lacy thing is actually something that's a maternity dress, but I like cut it so it does go like all the way down. And in the tutorial I made, I show you guys like how I cut this in order to be one piece but work for the costume. And then the skirt, I'll show you the skirt last. So the corset top is actually like a little bit of a tank top style corset top. It's not a true corset. There's no boning in it and there's no structure to it really, which I don't love because like with all these layers of different things underneath, it's easy for it to look like frumpy. Because I've got like this red thing and then the skirt's pulled up to like here. So like that's the skirt. Like, anyway, and but with this tank top, it doesn't come like this. I like punched grommets into it and then added the ribbon myself so that it would look more like her corset. And then I'm gonna lower this down so you can see the skirts. Okay, I'll stand on my tippy toes. I also have to kind of talk quiet, but this purple skirt, oh my gosh, it is my favorite thing in this costume. This is actually a belly dancer skirt. It came with like a really high slit that like goes on one side, but instead of using the slit, I like opened it more so that it would look more like her skirt. And it has like all these different layers on it. I just absolutely love, and it's like fun to play with. And then the underskirt that I have, I actually got this from Ross and it was like $6 or $7. And it's like the perfect color for that underneath skirt that she has, and it's got a cool texture to it as well. So that combined with this part. Oh, I forgot to put my necklace on. Hang on. Okay, so I got this necklace from Shein and it looks so much like her necklace with the little green stones and like the gold chain in between. And again, it was like $5 and I just thought it was like the perfect necklace. You can tighten it for sure like that, but she wears hers more like lower. Well guys, that pretty much does it for this video. I have no idea if this is going to be worth posting, but at this point, like, I wanted to do it, so I did it. I still have like TikToks to film and it is now 1:35 a.m. if anybody's counting. So I'm gonna finish up this video and move on. Thank you guys so much for keeping up with Hocus Pocus week. I really do hope you're enjoying it. Please let me know all of your opinions and thoughts on my Hocus Pocus prequel idea, and how excited are you for the sequel down below. I just want to say thank you guys again for following along on Hocus Pocus week, and if you were participating, thank you so much. I really can't say it enough. You guys, my favorite thing about like doing YouTube and Instagram and TikTok and stuff like that is that I get to interact with so many of you guys, and it's about all these things that we love and that make us happy, and it's just so much fun. So thank you guys so much for your support of my channel and, you know, everything else, and participating. I really, really appreciate it. If you guys wouldn't mind leaving me a comment down below, it helps my channel out so much. Even if you just want to leave me like a spider emoji for Sarah, because, you know, what a pretty spider, or a pumpkin, a jack-o'-lantern, whatever it is, I would love it. And if you guys want to answer a question for me, who is your favorite character in Hocus Pocus? And I don't just mean the witches, this is everybody. Like, Billy? Is it Danny? Is it Thackeray Binks? Is it Max? Allison? You let me know. Who is it? Is it Master? Thank you guys so much for your love and support of my channel, and I will see you in my next one. Tonight's night. We're gonna watch the sequel.